Hi everyone and welcome back to DearDharmaDude. My name is Vivian and I'm with the Venerable Master Hin Ching and my special guest Jason. So Jason, did you have another question for the Master?
Yes, I do. How do you feel one should deal with anger?
What kind of strategy you have been using?
What kind of strategies have I been using?
Yeah.
Well,
to cope with anger.
I personally just kind of brush it off.
Okay. How do you brush it off?
I just
say
laugh at the situation.
Okay. Is that effective?
Not really, but it could go a lot worse.
Okay. And you, when it doesn't go really well, you feel you hold it in, right? Okay. Do you remember where that kind of feeling goes to?
Not really. It goes away after a while, because if you just walk away and just ignore the situation, it tends to get better.
Oh, it tends to get better
over time. People cool down.
But you remember the feeling is somewhere here?
Yes.
Oh, you
when
down
you
here.
get mad and you can't express it, does it hurt like your chest or does it hurt your tummy or physically speaking, do you know where the anger is being held?
Stuck on your neck, or throat here?
Probably. I really don't.
You notice it.
Yeah,
okay, next time when you get angry, let's try to find out where it is energy gets stuck. It's quite laughable, but actually it's really meaningful if you take a look at it. And usually the first thing we do is take a deep breath. Because the breathing deeply, meaning going down, you remember where the navel is, and you try to visualize, like you expand your abdomen and like to bring the breath coming right down there. Usually you're doing that, just doing that alone, it already helps get all the energy stuck here, you can open. And so usually if you take just one single second, let's take a deep breath, that really help you. Okay, and then you release it. Release it. Breathe out, release it. Now, anger has many ways to deal with it. Some angers, when you're at the moment of getting angry, okay, the immediate measure is, like I say, you breathe, or sometimes like our master always joking, and he would say, oh, you say, anger, be patient, and be more patient. He would say that, but by saying that, he distracts himself from knowing and remember and try to face people. He distracts himself by saying that, but it's very effective because it's immediate measure. Sometimes that we do a little bit further by trying to contemplate the reason why people are saying this, why they insult me, why they try to get on my case, and then maybe you, by reasoning, not by the heart, by reasoning, maybe you find some reason and you accept reason. Now that is pretty much the head, and usually it's not very effective to deal with immediate measure, immediate case. But by reasoning, sometimes you come to accept it, and reason can help you to see exactly why people are doing that. But you never want to brush it away that fast, because anger is just simply because you are not satisfied with what's happening to you, right? What happened doesn't go along with the way you wish. Am I right, Vivian?
Right.
So you feel you don't get what you want. You feel lacking of certain kind of satisfaction, and sometimes it's against your value, against your expectation, and sometimes it's against your dignity, and so angers arise. Okay, and so now we have to go back a little further, and sometimes we have a practice that we can turn anger's energy into love energy, like the fire. Instead of putting more wood into that fire, you take the wood out and the fire will be extinguished. And so you want to take the fire out, the firewood's out of it. And one of the ways you focus most time up here, on the chest here, the center of your chest here, and you learn how to breathe in, breathe out to this place here. Breathe in, breathe out. And when you breathe in, you say, I bring everyone into my heart. I accept everyone, good or bad, I accept them. And when you breathe out, you say, and I share my goodness with everyone else, regardless who. So by doing this for a while, then you start to build love and tolerance, and you build certain kind of openness over here, and so you don't get stuck easily over here. Very simple, but it takes some practice at home. So you have immediate measure, say, oh, patient, I gotta be more patient, things like that. Or you say, oh, forgiving, and I can be more forgiving. You can say that too. And then you do deep breathing, you do that, and you can build your energy, and you give energy, and you can learn how to look at good sides of people, and you can learn how to reason how things could be that way, how things became that way, what part of you that created the problems. So you take responsibility in the scenario, but you don't just blame on people. And you can do a little deeper by looking at your own self and say, oh, I really make mistake, oh, I accept it. And then the deepest one is you really practice at home, daily, day by day, just working on how to accept and how to emanate that love to people. How does it do?
That sounds good. So, I've been in very many frustrating situations where I feel as though things are beyond my control, but I think that that's a really good remedy for it. It's, again, cost efficient,
especially
right?
For young people.
Right, for young people. So I think what we're compelled to do is initially, if someone upsets you, then your innate feeling is to go back and express that anger or whatnot. But I think it's a really good idea. And again, initially, maybe it's a good idea to say, smile, 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 and maybe one day you'll actually smile genuinely. And then secondly, to again analyze what the situation, actually was, where the source of the problem was, not necessarily who's at fault, but what you could have done to prevent that conflict, as well as what you could possibly constructively say to the other person in terms of perhaps avoiding that conflict from happening again. And then lastly, again, practicing that method of breathe, breathing in, and then spreading that goodness to others.
The key thing is because anger is very superficial out
right.
here, but the bottom line, there's a lot of things inside that we need to clean up. We need to look back in. We need to deal with the inside. Now we want to give it for another future topic, discussion, but like what we just said, is we have to do it immediately. And it's the more you live, and the more you have experience, the more you know how to handle insult and all that experiences. But basically, we need to do it immediately. As your age, as you learn how to cope with different feeling, then maybe the best thing is just learn how to do deep breathing first. Yeah.
So as we're blossoming into beautiful flowers and whatnot, things are gonna go a lot more wrong than when things were given to us on a silver platter. So again, how we actually deal with it, taking that step back. Obviously, initially, smile, and then afterwards, looking at what we could have done to prevent it, and then ultimately breathing in, spreading that goodness to others. Only we can have the positive side. We can avoid this conflict. So thank you, Master. Thank you, Jason, and thank you, viewers. See you next time.